Well, as many of you notice, this channel loves Young Justice, and if you're here, I hope you love it too. We do a lot of coverage, but right now there's not a whole lot of news. The other day on Twitter, I had somebody ask me what people love so much about this show, and it got me thinking about it for a minute, so I thought we could talk about it. Now, before we dive into why we love Young Justice, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. Also, don't forget about the big giveaway. We got this PlayStation 5 to give away at 25,000 subscribers. All you have to do to get in on the giveaway is be a subscriber and leave us a comment. Also, don't forget about the Buy Me a Coffee link down below. It's a great way to support this channel, all while not creating any kind of reoccurring obligation. We really appreciate it. Well, like we were saying, we're a bunch of Young Justice fans here, and we're anxiously awaiting Young Justice Season 4 Phantoms. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know our Young Justice fandom goes way back to the Keep Binging Young Justice hashtag, which eventually spurred on the renewal of Season 3 and has brought us to Season 4. Fans love this show, and I thought we could take a couple of minutes to maybe talk about what connects fans to the show. So let's start out with visuals, because the visuals have always been strong. Great detail is given to these characters on this show, and that's no more apparent than in the visuals. The animation, the cinematography, and the general sense of familiarity completely binds this show together. Yes, the animation style has changed slightly over the seasons, but it is consistently strong, the action is crisp, and every single season is very visually cohesive. Not only that, they also do the little things visually to tie it all together and make it feel very real world. I guess the best two examples of this might be the episodes of Hello Megan, or even the Reach energy drink commercials, which for me almost places the viewer inside Earth 16, like being a participant in the show rather than a regular viewer. Another distinct advantage is the visual tone of the show. There's no animated series, superhero or not, that can possibly succeed without a distinctive visual tone. Greg Weisman and Brandon Vietti work closely with the lead character designer, Phil Barassa, and they have absolutely crafted a unique look and feel for every character. Between the Young Justice team, the Justice League, the villains, and the assortment of other characters, Barassa and his team of artists had their work absolutely cut out for them. And they hit a grand slam. Believe it or not, the team has designed almost 300 unique characters for the show. The realistic nature of these visuals has made the show feel more, well, not just real, but movie-like and more connective to the audience, even helping you feel the stakes. Now, probably the strongest aspect of the show binding itself to its viewers is the storytelling. The storytelling of the series, and honestly the serial nature of the show, was turned into pure advantage by the development team for Young Justice. They do a stellar job of avoiding common traps, tropes, and pitfalls that typically crush many shows early in their run. The show is about the characters, first and foremost. These characters develop, and not just have adventures developed, they actually grow. Ironically, a lot of the characters on the show remind me of Spider-Man and Peter Parker, which is pretty interesting since Greg Weisman also worked on the spectacular Spider-Man animated series, which is loved by fans in a very similar, passionate way. Young Justice actually captures that world outside your window that Stan Lee over at Marvel talked about so often. It's Peter Parker's story we're following, not Spider-Man. Peter just happens to be Spider-Man. It's really the same with Young Justice. We are much more connected with Dick, Roy, Megan, and Connor than Robin, Speedy, Miss Martian, and Superboy. This helps make the core team all very relatable teenagers. I mean, let's be real. They are the Breakfast Club of superheroes. Superboy is the angry guy, Artemis has a past, Kid Flash lives in denial, and Calder is burdened with leadership, all while Robin faces not being ready to lead. That disappointment we all experienced as a kid when you were told you were not old or big enough is exactly what's holding Robin back and what we're connected to. We see this wonderful split of home life and work life, or in the case of this team, school life. It's really one of the best parts of the show, and it allows a ton of fan service, all while not derailing the primary stories. The entire Young Justice writing team, headed by Wiseman and Vietti, really do understand how to write quality characters under the mask. They've made us care more about Zatanna reuniting with her father, is Wally alive or not, and how does Calder bear the burdens of leadership than Capes cows her powers. That makes the show work. This leads us to the X Factor for the show, and believe me, there is an X Factor, that thing it's so hard to put your finger on. It's almost like nostalgia for something you've never experienced. We are watching these people we care about in transition of life. They're kids being forced into adulthood, as many of us were or currently are. The "This is the Day" line opening the series is often, at least in real life, the doorway to a series of challenges, obstacles, and quite honestly, disappointments to overcome. And that's something you have to experience to see. In the beginning, fans are very connected with the team's innocent optimism, just like we all had at that point in life. But we know what is about to face them. They are just like us. The challenges of the world are upon them, and we hope, like we hope for ourselves, that they have the strength to overcome them. It's this personal connection that allows us to identify with various team members and make ourselves feel like we're part of the show and have some real stakes. This is quite honestly why so many people want Wally West to return. They truly feel like they lost somebody they know. Identify with, and like their own family members or friends, they want them back. Now, we're all going to have to sit back and wait for Season 4 of Young Justice to land. The Phantom season is obviously going to be pretty interesting, and I'm sure we'll answer as many questions as it creates. Hopefully we get a trailer really soon, or maybe a news update. But I think talking about this now was probably pretty important since we don't have any news, and we probably all need to be reminded on why we love this show so much. So, what do you guys think? Do you have a reason you love Young Justice as much as you do? And who is your favorite character? Sound off in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you press like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you're not getting any updates. Peace.